There have now been 2 hat tricks at TD Garden this season, and both of them scored by members of the same trade. That's right, Tyler Seguin. I said it, we're getting it out of the way early. Bruins win 4-2 over the Minnesota Wild, and just to explain how crucial this win was for the Bruins, for Claude Julien, really for everybody, for the Bruins as a whole, there's a graphic they showed on the Nesson feed that perfectly sums up just how big of a win this was. Coming into this game, the Minnesota Wild were 12-2-2 all-time against the Boston Bruins, 7-1 at TD Garden. That's simply an astonishing record, but of course, it's been broken. Jonas Gustafsson gets the start, Kevin Miller sits, Colin Miller back into the lineup, and I'm going to say right off the bat, Colin Miller had another strong game. He had one play that led directly to a solid scoring chance. I actually think it might have been a goal. I can't remember, but regardless, for God's sake, I like Kevin Miller, but nobody can defend his play this season. He hasn't been good enough. You have this potentially stolen gem in Colin Miller from the Lucic deal. You need to play him. He needs to be in the lineup every night. Early on, we have a incident with Nate Prosser hitting Brad Marchand, results in a couple of penalties, but the Bruins survive it. A defensive turnover by the Wild and a shot results in a rebound that goes right behind the net to Brad Marchand. He gets the wraparound for his 7th goal of the year, putting the Bruins up 1-0. And immediately after, we have Matt Bolesky and Brett Bulmer, and Bolesky absolutely manhandles him. Now, a lot of people are probably saying, well, who the hell is Brett Bulmer and why the hell do you care? The bottom line is the guy's 6'2", 205 pounds. He's a big dude, and Bolesky made him look like a small child. I will be touching up on this fight again towards the end of this recap, though. But moving on into the second period, a 5-on-3 power play for the Bruins. They got a ton of shots, but Devan Dubnyk stands on his head. And within moments, Jason Zucker back down the other side buries a shot on a rebound, tying this game at 1 apiece. I'll say 2 things. First off, Jason Zucker, very impressive. Like, the guy is just so fast. He was all over the place tonight. Not exactly a Joe Pavelski level of impact, but he looked really strong tonight. And Devan Dubnyk, I know everyone says it about Devan Dubnyk, you know, just how surprising it is, how great his last season was. He had another really good game tonight. Unfortunately, the defense in front of him wasn't exactly up to the task, and the Bruins, bottom line, just had some lucky bounces and some lucky breaks. But genuinely, I'm happy for Devan Dubnyk. I'm glad to see he's still doing relatively well this season, and hopefully he can continue this. The guy took a lot of shit, perhaps deservingly so, in between his Edmonton stint and now this Minnesota stay. And hopefully it remains that. Hopefully he is a member of the Wild and remains in the National Hockey League for years to come. Getting back to the recap, though, the Bruins would take a 2-1 lead. Louis Eriksson throws it on, and again, a little bit of luck. Goes off the skate of a defenseman, and again, you already know it. This will not be the last time I get to mention Louis. And you know what? We're going to mention him again right now. A power play goal, because god damn it, this power play is amazing. And I said it in prior videos. I love this power play setup. It's either Jimmy Hayes or Louis Eriksson in front, looking for the deflections, looking for the garbage goals. It's perfect for both of them. And Bergeron throws a puck on net. Louis Eriksson able to chip it in. 3-1 Boston. Minnesota, though, would provide a little bit of a scare, and again, 2-goal leads haven't exactly been the safest margin for the Bruins this season. Ryan Suter from the point throws a shot on it, deflects off of Jordan Schroeder, 3-2, just a ton of traffic. Can't really blame Gustafsson for not being able to see this one. And in the third period, Louis Eriksson gets his 9th goal of the year and his first Boston hat trick. A 3-on-1, a great give and go with David Krejci, and he buries the wrist shot. And I'll say this, and I'm kicking myself for this. My fantasy team, I drafted Louis Eriksson. He was struggling a bit. I dropped him, and since then, 7 goals, lighting it up on the power play. I need to pick him back up immediately. But then again, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave him on the free agent. Maybe it's better if he's not on my team. He does pretty well when he doesn't. I will sacrifice potentially losing my league if that means Louis Eriksson continues scoring at this point. And of course, the Bruins do hold on to win 4-2. At the end of the game, though, a little bit of an incident. And again, I said I was going to mention the fight. Matt Bolesky with kind of a weak-looking slash on Jason Zucker. It didn't look like much, but he goes down, and he was down for a while. Now again, it didn't look like much, and you see these type of slashes towards the legs, not really doing too much, no intent to injure. You see these all the time, but again, this is Matt Bolesky, who earlier in the game just physically manhandled a 6'2", 205-pound man. Regardless of whether or not it didn't look like he put too much power on it, you hit someone in the right spot, anything can happen. I haven't heard an update on Zucker at the time of recording this. I am recording this just a couple hours after the game. And just genuinely, I hope Zucker is okay. A leg break doesn't need to be a Steven Stamkos ramming into the post at 30 miles an hour. We saw it with Chris Kelly. Any little thing, you just never know what can happen. And I just hope for Zucker's sake that it's not serious. He's been picking up a lot of momentum again. He was impressive in this game, and it would be a shame to see a young player like him who's really getting into a groove go down to something as fluky as this. But that is all for now, guys. It's a happy review. It's a simple review. The Bruins played well. I do feel sorry for Tuukka Rask. He takes the blame. He takes all of the blame. The team in front of him looks like hell. And what happens next game? They put in Gustafsson, and the team actually tries. It was a complete game effort. They had motivation. So Tuukka just continues to look like the GOAT, and not in the good way. And Gustafsson does have a decent game, but I can't imagine we won't see Rask back in net as the Bruins play the Maple Leafs on Saturday. My question to you, your thoughts on Tuukka Rask. How much of the blame for these early season struggles do you pin on him? Leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed. Subscribe for more. I do recaps after every single Bruins game. Share with your Bruins friends, because let's be honest, not too many people are going to enjoy this if you're not a Bruins fan, and that is more than fine. Toronto's been a really hard-working team this year. James Reimer's picking up a lot of momentum. It might not be a cakewalk like we all wish it could be. I'll see you all next time.